these Logic dudes are different animals. You know, they different people. They just weird. You know, no, I'm just kidding.
Shoot, man, I'm learning new stuff from y'all. Like I say, I'm not a producer, but you know, I've heard some of the terminologies.
Nuendo. So Nuendo is dope. Nuendo, but Nuendo is more complex, man, than Logic to me. Nuendo is not easy to figure out. You know, you gotta have 5 master degrees to run Nuendo. If you never use Cubase, you know, just my opinion on that.
What's the latest that's out, man? That's the best right now.
Well, you know, that term best is subjective.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It depends on what you're trying to do. You know, there's a lot of electronic music. People would say Logic Pro is the best to go at it. You know, if you're doing a lot of hip hop or live stuff, Pro Tools a lot of times is a
that's why I see a lot of Pro Tools when it first
came. DJing and stuff like that. Because from what I understand, Just Blaze uses Reason, and turntables and beat machines, and I think he uses Logic Pro too. But it's all about what you're trying to go for as far as what's the best for what. What I learned is it's not really a thing of what's right and what's wrong. There's not really a right and wrong way. The wrong way is just what sounds bad. If it don't sound good, it's wrong. But if it sounds good and it works and it is not distorted and all that stuff, then it's good.
Pastor Bennett just said your DAW is user preference, and I gotta agree 100%. You know, we all had our experiences. I started with Samplitude. I don't know if y'all remember Samplitude. I started producing on Samplitude, but then when I needed to do more advanced stuff, Samplitude just wasn't user friendly. And I think for me, your time is valuable. I wish, to be honest with you, right? I'm gonna say it, referring to the world, right? I wish, because when I started, I was actually the guy that taught me how to track was named Trice. He was Quincy Jones' assistant, and he used Logic. But I wanted to get up and going, and I just didn't get it. But I wish I would have learned Logic all this time, and because all the time that you put in, and you learn how something works, right? And then you don't want to change later on to a whole nother platform because it's like you're learning. I mean, you're not learning from square one, but you are depending on the platform that you're going to. So people tend to finish with what they started with because they don't want to lose 4 months or 6 months just to learn something, the functionality of it. Got another. Yeah. Oh, we forgot Fruity. Fruity is popular with younger rap and dirty soft. Yeah, right. We forgot. No disrespect to the Fruity users. We just, no, I didn't mean to disrespect the Fruity users. Hey, because Knife Wonder made it popular, and also my little brother Moses Mo Beats. This cat man, he was the first cat man I seen up close. Man, use Fruity. He makes some phenomenal stuff, and Fruity has evolved, man. So. It has, man. Fruity ain't no game, bro. Fruity ain't no game no more. I can't even laugh at Fruity.
Yeah, I look at Fruity Loops, man. A lot. I tried to use it. I was like, yo, man, it's too much for me, bro. So yeah, Fruity Loops done come a long way, dude.
So basically, man, the next segment that we finna push into, man, is called 10. It's where I ask you 10. Hold on. Somebody said some. Whoa. Okay, Rick say he started with Sonar. Yeah, Sonar is another one that's not user friendly. But yeah, all all day. So I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna make 10 statements. And it's either or, it's called 10. You're not allowed to think about it. You have to give us what's off the top of your head.
Top of the dome.
Off the top of the dome. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just your answer.
Okay, right? I get a prize at the end.
You get a prize at the end. You get to go. You need to get out. You get to get off the show. No, I'm just making jokes. Of course, what I always offer all my guests is that everybody that you see appear here, and when you appear on the show, you got lifetime access to push your products, and that's what I give you back, man, to being on the show. You don't have to pay to push your products if you are a guest on the show. That's always open for the guests. So you're going to get that anyway, bro.
Appreciate that.
No matter what platforms, and we're growing, man. We got about 6-7 platforms that they're starting to take off, and that still give you, being a guest on this show, you'll be sponsored, man, on In the Box, man, and with no cost. So here we go. $250 million, 5 years to live, or $400K with 7 years to live.
Go with 400K with 7.
Okay, all right. Mike Epps or Kevin Hart?
Yeah. Kevin Hart.
Dave Chappelle or Chris Rock?
Dave Chappelle.
Bizzle or Flame?
Bizzle.
Reed B. Versus or Gabriel Parker from POR?
Reed B. I can't trust him though.
Malcolm X or Martin Luther King?
Martin.
Mint Condition or Tony?
Ooh, that's a good one. Tony.
GTA 5 or NBA 2K20?
Okay.
Okay. A 19,000 member church or a 10-member house church?
I'll go with a 10-member house church.
Jared Sanders or Datton Barrios?
I don't know who either one of those are.
Me.
Oh, Datton. No, I know who Datton is. Jared Sanders. Okay, I had to process what you said. Datton.
Oh,
Datton is that dude.
Dayton. That's his name.
Dayton.
I call him Datton, but it's Dayton.